Hi everyone, welcome back, and this is your old buddy Zeracon, and I'm here to do some magical book reviews for you today. Today is December 15th, 2016, and I've got some new books and some old books I want to show you. Uh, well, one old book in particular, and I'll go ahead and pull it up first. You probably can't see it very well, it's faded pretty bad. I'll open to the page here. And it is Yin and Yang, a novel of an American doctor in China, written in 19 or put out in 1936. Uh, he goes into a lot of things about spirit and a lot of things about what he learned while he was in China. Uh, it's by, or she said she did. It's Alice Tisdale Hobart who wrote the book. If you know more about the book, please drop it down here in the comments. I'd like to know more about it. It's very interesting. It's kind of, my copy is kind of in rough shape, but I have read through this, but it was kind of a skim read when I first got this. I got this in a batch of books from eBay that came to me. Had a bunch of other books that I wanted in it, and this was just one that was tossed in there, and I've come to really enjoy having this book, and I need to spend the time, but I got a book list over my head that I need to read for reviews right now. I've got several feelers out there for other books and products to show you guys, to review for you. Uh, Hopefully those will come through soon, and I'll have some brand new stuff to show you. I'm planning on doing contests like once a month for a book, and it'll be a brand new book, and I'll send it out uh, after a short contest. We'll go with by the comments in the comment sections uh, on the days of the contest. Okay, the second book I want to show you. That was the first book. The second book I want to show you is Voice in the Forest by Jamal DeFiosa. Jamal is a member of the Alexandrian tradition, and this story basically goes into how Jamal and his friends had this tradition. They would go out into the woods and camp every year, and they would always take along a spirit board with them. And one time they were actually using the spirit board, and a presence came through. And this presence was very familiar to some of the people that were there. They finally figured out that this was Alex Sanders that had come back and was speaking to them. Well, you might call bullshit on that, but I'll tell you what, from what I've read in this book and what I've heard from the mouth of Maxine Sanders in interviews, it sounds like this book is the real deal. They did reach Alex Sanders, and he talked about a little bit about what it was like on the other side. Uh, they asked him questions that that Alex could have known, and he answered those questions. He actually in the board wrote out questions for Maxine, and wrote out statements to Maxine that she immediately understood was Alex talking to her. A very interesting book, a very talented writer, Jamal DeFiosa. Him and his husband Kerrigan Griffin are wonderful folks. They used to do Blog Talk radio shows. I'm not sure if they still are or not, but I love my copy, and it is. I've even got a little bookmark from Jamal, and yeah, really a cool book. I wanted to say this one was signed, but it's not. I've got a couple others of his that I believe are signed. He wrote another one called talking to the dead. Talks about spirit communication, and it's a very, very good book. I will review it later. Uh, Check out Jamal DeFiosa, and he is on Harvest Shadows Press. That's one. That's a new one on me. But it's he's been reviewed by several folks in here. Yeah, it's called A Voice of the Forest: Spirit Conversations with Alex Sanders. Uh, Very good book. Very good book. It's got reviews from Chaz Clifton. Uh, Starspawn, who's an Alexandrian Wiccan elder. Horns and Crescent is reviewed by Lauren. It's just a really interesting book. Even Christopher Pinzak wrote a review. Very good book. Check it out. All right, the next book I got this in a bunch of books that a fellow on Facebook was selling, and I had no idea what I was getting for sure. But this comes from Hermes House. It's called The Complete Illustrated Encyclopedia of Witchcraft and Practical Magic. Beautifully illustrated book. There's tons. Get it up here where you can see a little bit. There are tons and tons of very vivid pictures and very good information in there. Reaching all the way from the humble beginnings of witchcraft all the way through to quantum physics. And it also has information from many of our pagan elders, or what some people call big nose pagans, or big name pagans. Isaac Bonowitz coined the phrase big nose pagans. It's got magic, myth, religion, and science, witches and supernatural beings, early modern witchcraft, or early modern witchcraft, witch hunts, modern magic, witchcraft today, Western magic today, and then it goes also into apprentice to magic, magic in action. There's a big, huge glossary, and there's tons of picture acknowledgments, because this thing is, just straight out, beautifully illustrated. Great book. It shows here that its price is, well, this was printed in China, it says. I don't see a price on it. Like I said, I bought this in a bunch of books for like $30. A definite watch out for. Check it out at the library or wherever. I'm sure you'll find that. And the next one is from one of my neighbors. She lives just about 70 miles away from me. Let me get a little sip of coffee here. I get too dry, then I can't speak. Her name is Elizabeth Garadepi, and this book is called The Pagan Clergy Book of Rituals and Ceremonies. Very beautifully done book, and I believe she prints these herself. It says Elizabeth Garadepi is an author, artist, teacher, healer, shamanic practitioner, and high priestess. She has been a pagan her entire life, and has a vast spiritual background, including Wicca, shamanism, Santeria, and metaphysics. Elizabeth has been heading covens and teaching the craft for over 25 years. She has had covens all over the U.S., mainly in Florida, Oregon, and Wyoming, to which she is still affiliated as elder. When Elizabeth is not practicing the craft, she can be found in the nearest antique store.